It's okay to admit you're stupid. It's okay to admit that you're stupid. What is the problem with stupidity? The problem with stupidity is having no resolve to step outside of your stupidity. The problem with stupidity, oftentimes, is not realizing how stupid you are. And everybody has a little dose of, what's this fucking squeaky chair? Everybody has a little dose of stupid in them. Somehow, some way, at some point. I don't give a fuck if you are a doctor. Even doctors are capable of some form of stupidity. You're ignorant in some respect towards something. Or at some point you're behaving in a particular kind of way that reeks of inadequacy, deficiency, of insufficient knowledge. And the stupidity comes in not when you're like, oh, I need to learn more, oh, I need to do better. Who is calling you stupid? Who is looking down upon you? Who is looking down upon the person that wants to learn, that wants to know more, that wants to become better, that realizes he or she is lacking in knowledge? Who is calling that person stupid? I know I'm not, and if you are, you're probably stupid, because every one of us is ignorant of something. We often use stupid in this way that's synonymous with ignorant. And we use stupid in all kinds of ways. One of the most common ways is using it to be synonymous with just ignorance, meaning you just do not have knowledge with respect to some particular subject. But we all don't have knowledge in respect to some particular subject. Why is there even this back and forth, this competitiveness to be superior and make somebody else feel inferior by looking at them as stupid and you as smart? That's because we are constantly playing this game, and our objective isn't wholesome. It isn't true. It isn't pure. My interest in regards to smartness, and in my interest in regards to doing that which eradicates my stupidity, it's only for the sake of the best kind of functionality. I just want functionality. I just want to make my relationships with people work. I want to stabilize my unstable chemistry, my unstable psychology. I want to do everything I can to make myself a person who contributes to society in a positive way, and a person who does not damage my mind and body any more than it already will naturally be damaged, as just the aging process will do. I want to be a force of positivity, not because a book told me to do so, not because it just seems like it's cool to do, not for virtue signaling purposes. I want to be a force of positivity because positive intrinsically is just better than negative. I'm going to talk about, I say I'm a broken record all the time, to the point where now I'm a broken record about talking about how I'm a broken record. But positivity for positivity's sake is a sensible thing. It's because I'm not saying fake it. I'm not saying the artificial kind of positivity. Hi, how you doing? All right. I'm not talking about that forced sincerity, that forced enthusiasm, that insincere sincerity. But I'm talking about sometimes when you take the cosmic figure out of it, or when you propose that positivity is just a sensible thing on its own, people often scratch their head and they think that if a deity is not telling us to do good, then why should we do good, right? If we don't have, the religiosity is not there, then what's the point of doing good? It's every man for himself, right? Like, who cares? If no one's going to be judging us, if no one is judging us, then fuck your positivity. Then that doesn't make sense to do good. I take issue with that. I don't know about you, but all passive aggressive, I don't know about your ass. Listen, man, the reason why my friendship, for example, I'll just say something. I'm just taking the nearest, my most long lasting example. The reason why my friendship with my brother Eric and my friendship with my boy Anthony, the reason why they've lasted so long, the reason why it has been beneficial in such a way that I can just think back and be grateful and thankful and really applaud the positive side effects of my relationship with them, is because there has been a tacit dedication. I mean, overt, we both just declare it, But there's a dedication and a declaration to be non-judgmental, to give benefit of the doubt, to be communicative, to be transparent, to be vulnerable, to be reasonable, to be sensible. We clearly make an effort to be that kind of way. And what happens as a result? We can talk for such long periods of time. We edify each other. There's a mutual benefit that feels like you're being nourished. You feel like you're being uplifted. You can be as stupid as you want. And I'll go to a more, I'll go to an example because I talk to Anthony. I talk to my friend way more often. Me and my boy, when we talk, we can say the stupidest thing. And I'm not talking about being jovial, comedic. I'm talking about that too. But I mean, we can propose the stupidest questions. And he won't look at me and I won't look at him like, man, you're dumb. It's never that. It's like it's always everything's on the table. Ask anything you want. Say anything you want. Because we both know our objective is to constantly be better. No matter how much we might exhibit behavior that is just utterly stupid. No matter how many mistakes we make. We both are on the same page that it's about growth. We are dedicated, even maybe addicted to growth. And what I'm saying is that as a result of that knowledge of each other's intention, there is no superior inferior dynamic there. No matter how ignorant I am of certain subjects, it's all good. So I know you're dedicated to growth. No matter how ignorant he is of certain subjects, it's all good. So I know you're dedicated to growth. Are you dedicated to growth? It's not about the stupid, damn it. I'm trying to bring, I want to make stupid okay. And I want to make stupid okay if and only if everybody who's willing to admit that they're stupid, that they have a resolve to not be stupid. Because that's what it's all about. What more can you ask for? None of us are going to be little geniuses in an instant, or maybe geniuses ever. None of us are going to be perfect. Fuck perfection. What it's about is an objective, a commitment to harmony, to healthiness, to wanting to be better. And if you're dedicated to wanting to be better, then saying that you're stupid doesn't mean a damn thing. I think a large source of a lot of our problems in the political realm, in the familial realm, in the platonic realm, the fucking romantic realm, a huge source of our problems with each other is our refusal to admit that we're idiots, that we're capable of being idiots. No matter how fucking smart we may be pertaining to some subject, pertaining to maybe our competency with a certain field, our jobs, or whatever. Our refusal to admit that we can be dumb as fuck causes all kinds of friction and conflict that will never get resolved because you can't admit anything. Not admitting your flaws and your shortcomings, which are often due to us being stupid, is a huge source of ongoing, non-resolved conflict. This life is temporary. We're in this bitch for a short amount of time. I know it feels like life is long. Fuck that. Life can feel long, but I promise you, it'll also feel short. Look at you, those of you who are close to my age. I'm about to be 34. I forget what age I am sometimes. When you blink, it's like, oh shit, life just went by. And I assure you that when you're 60, when you're 70, or when you're 90, it's going to feel as though it was just yesterday that you were 20, that you were 30, that you were 40. It's all coming in the blink of an eye. It's all so relative and transient and temporary. And there's such an illusion over this whole thing. Knock it off. We don't have time to fuck around. We don't have time to fuck around. And that sentiment is often applied to maybe perhaps our mismanagement of our time in regards to relationships. Because, and you got to get married, you got to have a kid. The jobs, you got to get the job, you got to get the financial security. Fine. Well, I say fine more so to the job. I feel like it's just a fool's errand to rush having a relationship and rush having children. Whatever. We're going to die. And you're going to one day Let me tell you something. As time goes by, you're only getting worse and worse. You're only getting more and more grounded, and you're only getting more entrenched in your bad habits. You have to decide at some point, just very decisively, and say, no more. I will not tolerate my indulgence of my stupidity anymore. The bottom line is, just to reiterate, stupid isn't permanent. Stupid is not a permanent state. That's the crux of what I'm saying. And our allergic reaction to acknowledging how stupid we are, and it's still in me too. I have to force myself to check myself and be like, man, look, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. I'm dumb. That humbles me and helps me remember that I don't know everything. I damn near don't know anything. And I need to constantly strive to make sense and to humble myself and approach my way of thinking as somebody who's a student of life and not a master of life. Y'all ain't nobody give a fuck how knowledgeable you are with the particular subjects. You are not perfect. And everybody who thinks they're so smart, the reason why they're so stupid, no matter how smart they are, I don't care if you're a surgeon. If you cast upon others this light of superiority, thus trying to make them feel inferior, or even you're unaware of it, I consider you to be stupid. Because this should not be that kind of perverse competition. If we truly, look, what's the currency these days? To be a good person, to be an ethical, moral person, to be the one who's making sense, to be the one who doesn't want to bring harm, right? Well, so many people in high positions, or even low positions, it don't even matter. So many people are doing very much so the opposite in the name of ego. They are trying to establish themselves as somebody who's smart and intelligent, and as a result, the way that they go about it is they try their best to make others feel inferior. That's their way of doing it. They're not trying to showcase their intelligence by just being an honest, truthful person and trying to just speak to whatever the subject is in a natural, organic way and letting their intelligence just fall out naturally if it in fact is there. No. They're trying to compete. They're trying to bully others into thinking that they are the shit. That's insecurity. That's weakness. There's no need for us to play this game. I'm a big fan of admitting how stupid we are because I believe in growth. I believe that we can become so much more intelligent and wiser than we ever imagined. And one of those ways that I've noticed is through humbling yourself. And while you might be more gentle, you might believe that's the way, I believe in some cold hard truths because it ain't gonna kill you. And there's nothing wrong with realizing that you don't know shit, that you ain't shit, but you don't want that to be your destiny. Have you not realized yet that nobody likes a motherfucker who weaponizes their intelligence? What we all want, no matter what degree of intelligence, no matter what degree of competency, what we all want is mutual respect. What we all want is somebody that we could talk to, where we're not judged, where they give us the benefit of the doubt, where we engage in transparency and emotional nakedness. We want harmony. We want connection. Being able to regurgitate a bunch of information, that can be helpful, but oftentimes it can be very unhelpful. Humble yourself. Realize that there's always something you can know. Realize that knowing more information than another person doesn't make you superior to them. Know that ultimately what we want requires very little intelligence. What we want, all it requires truly is warmth and wholesomeness and kindness. And some of the most smart fucking people fail at that miserably. All right, I'm done. I'm running out of gas. That rant burned me out. So that's all I got to say. And I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, whatever. Okay. All right. Peace out, y'all.